What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Hojo Show with your boy Howard. What's going on, y'all? Listen, I know y'all been waiting for me to get my AWS back online. Let me tell you something. I have been sitting low-key boiling because I have been itching to get online. But this situation with Kenya, Brit Eady, this whole debacle it's been so crazy. I felt like for the first time I wanted to really sit and let this marinate because something inside of me was telling me that it was just more to all of this. And the longer I have waited, it seemed like every day there has been more BS that's coming to light. And it's so much that I just said today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna just lay it all out. Like I'm gonna lay all of this out. So I want y'all to sit back, get ready, because I feel like it's gonna be a good show. I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I honestly don't even care because I want to lay this completely the freak out for y'all. Okay, I really, really do. All right. So listen, if you new here, kick off your shoes and get comfortable because we family. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you can be notified whenever I drop another banger like this. And without further ado, y'all ready? Let's get it.
Yes, I'm bad. Yes, I'm bad. Most of the things I don't want to say. I won't be around while you chase.
Okay. First things first, and I put my phone on D&D for this, for real, because I don't want no interruptions. First things first, I'm going to be very clear to y'all. If you are somebody that is a diehard Kenya fan, listen, I respect you and your loyalty for being a stan, but I'm gonna be so honest with you. You are not going to like anything about this commentary from me. You're not. And I'm somebody that just want to be honest with you, baby, because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything in regards to Kenya Moore. Okay. So you're not going to like this, and you can probably go ahead and leave about now. Okay. Also, if you are somebody that does not care about moral, if you are somebody that does not know much about integrity, if you are somebody that does not really care about character, if you are somebody that does not really care about having friends that hold you accountable, and you're somebody that like to have yes men around you, if you are somebody that's anything within that, this is probably not for you either. You're not gonna like it. So you can exit as well with the Kenya stands. I don't have no problem with that. However, if you're somebody that has an open mind and you don't understand some of this and you are on the fence, like you in the middle ground, like I'm going to lay this out for y'all so clear. And I feel like if you don't get it after this, because I've seen a lot of different think pieces, and it's just been a lot. But I'm gonna just lay this out for y'all, and I feel like if you don't get this and you still feel um like Kenya is not wrong, and what she did is valid and understandable, and I just honestly I don't know at this point. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say something is wrong with you. I just don't know. I throw my hands up, okay? So let's get into it. All right. Now, oh Jesus, how about my dream? Now listen. Um, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna start with this. Last Sunday's episode with Kenya, point blank period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kenya was dead wrong. Okay, she was dead wrong. She was dead wrong. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying that Brit Eady did not play her part and she was not wrong. I'm not saying that Brit Eady was a victim from jump. I'm not saying any of that. I can recognize the fact that Brit Eady was dead ass wrong for how she acted with Kenya at that dinner. She was wrong. It was weird. It was too much. She did the absolute most. She did. I agree. She did. However, let's be very clear. She was very extremely apologetic in this last week's episode. She was remorseful. It was hard for me not to see her heart throughout the course of the episode because it was like she was kind of like nervous. You could tell she really felt like she did a lot. She took accountability. She owned it. She did. You can tell she did a lot and she knew she did a lot. And I think that I'm one of those people that once I'm able to see your heart, then I can have a level of understanding and I can understand that there's some grace that needs to be extended there with her. You know what I'm saying? And she was very much so adamant about being wrong and doing whatever she has to do to correct her wrong. I like that because be very clear, ain't none of us perfect. We all done some crazy shit that we done thought about after the fact and be like, I shouldn't have did that or I shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly do not. I don't have a problem with her owning it. I don't like. I really don't. I don't have a problem with anybody that does something really crazy and they're able to own it and they're remorseful and they're able to hold themselves accountable. I don't have a problem with that. And so for that reason, I was able to see her heart and sympathize with her and say, you know what? She did a lot, but you could tell she knows she did a lot and she owning it. So yeah, girl, do whatever you gotta do to right that wrong. Okay. Now we all know how Kenya is. So did I think that Kenya was going to be receptive of the apology or however Brit decided to present it to her? Absolutely not. I didn't think that because Kenya is just one of those girls. She's just like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, However, I think that the whole spa event, the way Brit came in and she brought her the flowers in the car and stuff, and Kenya was so, she was very much, not bothered and go away with that. She ignored that girl. Um, I wasn't surprised with none of that because that is Kenya. I wasn't surprised with none of that at all. Like I was not, because that's Kenya, right? What I was glad that Brit did not make the situation about herself and cause a scene. I like the fact that she was like, okay, it's cool, and she bowed out gracefully. I like that. I really, really, really love the fact that she left because not saying as far as like her making a decision. I just love the fact that she left because I just don't know nobody in their right mind how they would be able to respond actually standing and witnessing what Kenya did. I do not know nobody. I don't know what nobody is capable of doing when somebody does something like that. Okay. Now, Kenya's event was extremely beautiful. Like that entire event, the whole layout, everything that she did, the girls that she brought, them Bronner brothers, like hair girls, all of that stuff. I loved all of that. But I think that she destroyed everything in that moment by making the moment about the very girl you claim you pay dust. And let's be very clear on something. Only my people, when I say my people, I mean my people, the I ain't gonna say it because they be uh, uh they be messing with my monetization, but my community of people, okay? Excuse me, my community of people. It seems like only us are able to clock certain stuff because we know our lingo. We know certain settings, and when we see certain people from our community, you just know, right? You can tell that that entire speech and presentation that Kenya did, it was rehearsed, and it was not only rehearsed by just herself, but it was rehearsed with her and some people from my community, because the whole I paid them dust thing, all of that, it was so rehearsed. Paying somebody dust is that's our lingo. That comes from us. If for people that may not know, that comes from us. Like a lot of these terminologies, a lot of this stuff that comes from us. It's been around for some years, but again, a lot of people just kind of picking up on paying somebody dust, or when you hear somebody say they paid them or they paid it, you know what I'm saying? It's just coming to surface around to the straight folks, so they starting to pick it up and try to use it like it's new, but it's really not new. It's not, but you can tell based off how Kenya used it, you can tell that all of that was rehearsed with some people from our community. And hey, listen, if that's what you needed to help your moment, I mean, I will give you a round of applause, but it didn't do anything for you. It nailed you in the coffin. Like it really did. That entire moment, the moment was shattered. It was destroyed. Everything about Kenya Moore hair care was just taken to hell with that entire event and presentation. The way she did all of that was low down. It was low down. It was low down. It was tacky. It was classless. It was so bad. And I think what makes it so bad is the fact that you cried to Kelly talking about how you use your daughter's college funds and all of this for this to go down like this. You claim you paid this lady dust. Somebody that pays somebody dust does not turn right around after the same sentence and actually make an entire presentation about the person that you just said 3 minutes ago you paid dust. That is honestly not what paying somebody dust is. And I feel like whoever it was from our community that helped her create that moment should have kind of explained to her and broke down to her exactly what it means to pay somebody dust, because it's kind of like they're non-existent. They're no longer a factor. You don't see them. Like, you don't make anything about them if you paying them dust. You did the opposite of what paying somebody dust would be considered. Kenya, you just did. And it was so nasty, and it was so horrible. And I'm not even gonna lie, when my mama was asking me what I thought about it, because me and my mama talk about all things housewives when my mama asked me what I thought about it, when she called me that day and asked me, I was like, I had told my mom first, I was like, I gotta call you back, because I had to finish kind of sitting with it a little bit. And I told my mom, I was like, I had to like really watch and make sure I wasn't tripping at first, because I was so mortified watching it. And I think that I was even more embarrassed for Kenya, because it was embarrassing that she would literally make that whole thing about Brit. And to see all of those people walking out was even more embarrassing, because it's like, girl, nobody is actually applauding this but them few people from my community that was there, and them yes men that you like around you. But nobody thought that was cool. Nobody. It wasn't cute. It was very distasteful and horrible. It just really was. And shout out to Kelly for when she left, and like she was saying when she walked out the door, she was like, "Girl, we done all be some hoes. We done all did something. Even you, like Kenya, you acting as if you wasn't on that movie Choice, like somebody said, with your breasts plastered out over the shower. Like you act like you wasn't doing stuff or didn't do things that you were not proud of years ago. I don't get why you felt the need to do that. You ruined your entire brand, if you ask me. You did. And it's really hard to feel sorry for you because in the midst of all of this, you are not even holding yourself accountable, not even in the least bit. You're not. And it seems like you are digging a hole deeper for yourself to where I don't even know if you actually coming back next season because this is making you look really, really like weird. It's making you look like Nene, like the exact same thing that happened to her. It seemed like you going down that exact same road. I'm just being honest. Now, first things first, let's break down this whole threat thing. Kenya did not get threatened by Brit Eady. Be very clear, okay? Kenya was not threatened by Brit Eady, okay? Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to hold y'all hand when I say this for the ones that feel like Kenya was threatened. There is a difference in street politics and the court of law. Again, there is a difference in street politics and the court of law. If you are one of those people that feel like, well, she said pistols and she got whips and all of that, and how else am I supposed to take that? That you got to take the street politics out of it. Bravo is a $1 million corporation, baby. They not street. So that's where you going wrong when you are expecting them to handle the situation as if it's street politics. It's not street politics, baby. It's not. Them pink kids ain't handling it like that. You talking about the court of law. This is the law, legalities. I mean, I need y'all to use y'all brain, baby. She was never threatened. Brit said, I still got my pistol. She said, I got whips, guns, all of that. She didn't directly say it to Kenya. And I need y'all to go and look it up and look under the laws, especially the Georgia state laws. Look under Georgia gun laws. Look deeply into that stuff, y'all, because the information is there. And I need y'all to understand the difference in street politics and court of law. There is a reason why Brit was not reprimanded. There was a reason why she didn't get the same treatment Kenya got. There's a reason why she did not get hexed and off the show because of those comments, because it's in black and white, baby. In order for that situation to be considered a threat, Brit Eady would have had to say, Kenya, I got my pew pew and I will pew pew you. You got me? You got me? I hope that y'all understand that. Saying, I got guns, whips, pistols, saying it out loud, even though that's who she just got through arguing with and they're in the same vicinity, it's generalized. And the law states it cannot be generalized. It has to be direct. It can't be generalized. That's why Brit didn't get in trouble for that. Now, if she would have slipped up and directly said that, absolutely, she could have got in trouble. And I need y'all to use y'all heads. Do y'all think that after that situation, y'all know Kenya, do y'all think that Kenya actually went home and went about her day and she didn't go run reporting to them people? Yes, she went running to them people. That's why when it happened that they had shut down taping because they was investigating, they was investigating. You think them folks is going to risk a lawsuit? They not going to risk that type of lawsuit that they can get sued for and really lose. Because think about this, y'all. If Bravo let Brit go and it literally states it in black and white, mind you, if y'all look up Georgia's gun laws, that state gun laws, it literally says in red that Georgia has one of the weakest state gun laws. It literally says it in black and white. I really hope that y'all could really do y'all due diligence and do some researching to actually learn and understand the difference in between a threat and just shit talking. If we just being honest, like you got to know the difference in that. Take y'all street politics out of it, because those are not the streets. And if they would have took what Kenya ran down there, because she ran down there to them making a fuss about it, she wanted her gone. If they would have took what Kenya said and just let that girl go because of that, then Brit could have sued them and won big time, because she did not threaten her. She didn't. If y'all still arguing on after knowing that and reading the laws, then y'all making it so personal that you won't understand because it's not you, baby. It's not. If it was me, and what I heard, then I would have took it. It's not you. It's not street politics. It's just not. It's not. Those folks in those big corporations are not thinking about street politics. They following what's being held up in the court of law and what can keep them from losing out and tearing their entire franchise down. I mean, that's just being honest. So if y'all don't get that, I don't know what will make y'all get that, but be very clear. Brit did not threaten Kenya. She didn't threaten her. And Kenya didn't feel threatened. She did not feel threatened. She did not feel scared. And as smart as she is, I would have thought she would have thought this out a lot better than that. Because if you are threatened and you feel threatened by someone, you've went to those white folks complaining, raising all this type of hell about how your safety is a concern and how you feel about the way this girl did all of that, talking about pew pews and all of that. Why would you turn around and do something way worse that would actually trigger somebody that you are threatened by, that you claim threatened you with a pew pew, and you saying you was trying to protect your child, but you actually not only would put yourself in danger, but you put your child in danger as well. That's what your actions did, Kenya. If you was really dealing with a street person and you did that, and you talking about they had and you was scared because that was really somebody from the streets that threatened you. Yep, Kenya, that kind of stuff is the type of stuff that folks be doing drive-bys and will really come trying to do that pew-pew and stuff to you, and while you in the car, that's you putting yourself and your child in danger. Nothing that you did that night protected you or your child. Nothing that you did that night gave anybody the impression that you were threatened or you were scared for your safety. Everything you did that night sent a message to a lot of people, and I think the message was that you wanted war with that lady. That's what it sent. I'm just being honest. That is exactly what it sent. Okay, just being straight up. And I feel like people that upheld that and feel like she was right in what she did. I mean, I feel like some of y'all really need to do some soul searching, because that was not good. It wasn't okay. And for Team Twirl, I feel like y'all are supporting her, and I mean, support that lady. But this is my thing. Y'all are making it seem like she did something iconic. Nothing she did was iconic. Was it something that was memorable? Hell yeah. Is it something that we will forever remember for years and years? Hell yeah. But we not gonna remember that she took Eady down. That's not what we gonna remember. What we are gonna always remember is that Kenya Moore did a lot of lowdown stuff over the years to a lot of girls on that show, and it took a newbie to come in that got Kenya not even midway through the season off the show. A newbie came in and did what all of them other girls that's been on the shows for years that you did that mean, hurtful stuff to couldn't do. A newbie came in and swept you. Or we can say made you sweep yourself, because you didn't take Brit down. So I don't get when y'all say it was an iconic moment. It wasn't iconic because Kenya took her entire brand, her business, her daughter's college fund. She took all of that to hell with her. All of it. With her and her alone. You didn't take Brit with you. Yeah, I'm sure that stuff is very hurtful, damaging. It really probably hurts that lady and really did a lot to her mental. Yeah, I'm sure, but she'll be okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, she has a husband. You don't, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, because I'm dissecting this thing the right way. But remember that she got a husband. You don't, Kenya. Now let's be clear on something. Cynthia said something to Kenya when she was getting done and the show was going off, and she told her, "I'm getting to know Brit, but I know you, and I think that you're better than this." Basically, it wasn't a good look. What she did, you better than this. What she told Kenya was right. Cynthia is a friend. Cynthia is the type of friend that a lot of y'all are not used to. That's why it's easy for so many of y'all to try to clown Cynthia and say she ain't nobody friend because y'all don't know what real friends look like. Real friends gonna hold you accountable. They're not gonna stand there next to you and support you through your BS. Okay? They not. They not. They are not. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Your real friends ain't gonna stand there and support you through no bullshit like that. Your real friends ain't gonna even let you go down like that. Your real friends will be willing to fall out with you if they said and watch you set this whole thing up when you was planning it. Your real friends will be willing to fall out with you over allowing you to do something like that because they know what would be the result, which is where you at right now. Cynthia is a real friend. And I think that it's horrible. And it says a lot about Kenya that she would get her ass online and repost that clip from Nene from Watch What's Happening Live. And I'm going to share this screen because I want y'all to see this. Take a listen to this.
When you have a friend and they do something wrong or something you don't like, I don't think you align yourself with the enemy. I think that you stick with your friend and you say, look, we were friends. I liked you. You did this and I did not like that. But at the end of the day, you're not going to align yourself with the enemy.
I think that that's crazy as hell for somebody like Kenya to repost, especially when Kenya, of all people, you posted Nene. You reposted some shit that Nene said when you the same one that couldn't stand Nene. That was your enemy, and you claimed Cynthia was your best friend, but you reposted that. What did Cynthia do wrong by telling you was wrong? What did she do wrong by telling you was better than that? What did she do wrong? She didn't do anything wrong. She was being a friend to you. She was being a friend to you. Something else Cynthia spoke about. Let me share the screen.
Are you in touch with Kenya? Has your relationship changed based on what happened?
I have not spoken to Kenya since around the time that whole thing happened.
Okay.
And, you know, that's really kind of a sad situation for me because I was there to just support her salon. I'm so proud of her. I know how hard she's worked on it. And I was just so disappointed to see her vision be overshadowed by what happened at the salon, which you guys will see. I felt like that should have been the focus because, you know, that was her like life dream, like building this hair care empire. And I just wish she had called me before or like, you know, I definitely would have like, this is your moment. This is like beautiful. The entire event was amazing. And it just ended on not such a great note. And I let her know that, you know, because I just thought it was beneath her. You know, I hold my friends to a standard. Kenya is a woman of class. I just felt like it was beneath her and I was a little disappointed in how she responded.
Yeah. I could see when I asked you about her that there's like a lot of hurt.
It's like my least favorite question because like this is someone that I do care about and I have to respect her space. I have reached out. I reached out.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because people are really dragging Cynthia behind that and claiming that she's not nobody's friend, but nothing that Cynthia said was wrong. She held her friends to a standard. That's what you call integrity. That's what you call somebody that's genuine. And if you have somebody in your life like Kenya that responds to you in that way because you're trying to tell your friends something that is right and something they're doing is wrong and you're holding them accountable, that says a lot about y'all's friendship and who that person is. It also says that I think the thing with Cynthia is, like I told my mama, it's time for Cynthia to close that door on always saying, I'm always here if she needs me, or like with Nene, when she always say that, it's time for her to close the door on them. Be done with them and understand that you were always their friend and they have never been your friend. They have never been your friend. There's no way Kenya should be wearing you out and being negative towards you and not talking to you ever since that stuff happened and you told her about herself. Absolutely not, because you were a friend to her. Kenya is exactly just like Nene. She's just like Nene. And all of this has told us that you are just like the same person you swore up and down was not Cynthia's friend. You just like Nene. Y'all don't like to be held accountable. Y'all don't like people that aren't yes man. If they ain't agreeing with y'all, y'all don't like, go on. And I think that what was telling to me is you claim when Brit first came to you, Kenya, that when Brit first said on that first episode about how Kenya didn't hug them, but she hugged Cynthia, the first thing that Kenya said was, well, that's my best friend. How was that your best friend? And you treated her the way that you treated her on Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't know if y'all watched it or not. If you haven't, watch Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip where Cynthia and Kenya was on together. Kenya treated that lady like pure DSHIT. She did. It was horrible. But I was telling my mama that when you look back, just look back on little stuff that Kenya was doing to Cynthia that was really weird, and like it made you like kind of look at Kenya sideways. Kenya ain't never been Cynthia's friend. She's always been a hater to that lady. I'll tell you why. Remember when they was on that season when they was doing that dinner in the air, in that thing in the air, and there was and Cynthia was talking about the wines that she was gonna be having, and Kenya tried to like challenge her on those wines. Talking about you don't know your wines. She like was trying to challenge her and make a moment to embarrass Cynthia. Remember that? And people was kind of like, why is she doing that? And she's supposed to be her friend. Cause friends don't do shit like that. Also, remember when not Mark Daly, but Mike was proposing to Cynthia. Remember Kenya said it. Remember she said it, and when Candy was mad at her because she came in and she said, just think about little stuff like that. That's what you call a jealous, low-key hater. Like, why? Because anytime that Kenya did those little things and she got called out for it, she always tried to say stuff like, this girl knows I love her. I love her. And if I did make you feel the way, I'm sorry. I know how it could look. No. Ain't no if. You know what you did. You know what you did. You've been a hater. And one thing I noticed is that Nene, just like Kenya, like they've always tried to do whatever they could to make it seem as if Cynthia was this other person and there was this other side to her that we don't know about. But Cynthia has always shown us the exact same thing we seeing today. Nothing different. And if anybody say otherwise, something wrong with you. Cynthia ain't ever showed us nothing else. She shows people grace. She's sweet. I don't want to hear nothing about she's boring. She's not just no really vindictive, mean girl. She's not a messy girl. Like, she's not a hateful person. She has always showed us the same thing. Still waiting to see this 50 Cent that Nene tried to tell us that it was. Cynthia ain't ever showed us nothing different. Nothing different. But people that try to make you look like who you really aren't, it just says more about them, okay? Just know that. So at the end of the day, Cynthia, let they asses go. Them people are not your friend. Kenya having a problem with Cynthia holding her accountable and doing all of that towards Cynthia since then shows exactly who she is and how she felt and viewed her as a friend. Kenya is a hater. That was not that girlfriend. Let her go, Cynthia. Go, you need to move right along, all right? Now we finna get into some of the good stuff, all right? So let's break this down. I'm gonna see where I want to go with this. I'm finna share this screen, okay? Now, Porsha got on here and Porsha got on here and she's on YouTube. She got her YouTube channel started. And on this YouTube channel, Porsha is stating basically that there's somebody still on the cast that played a big part, and I need y'all to listen to context because context matter, that she claimed played a big part in providing Kenya with some of those alleged pictures of Eady. And I can't play it because it's going to mess with my monetization because it's got some music on it. And I don't want to mess with my monetization, but that's to kind of summarize up what is being displayed in this clip, okay? And but I'm going to read where Kenya called herself chiming in, and she commented and said, absolutely no one on the show gave me anything. Stop using my situation for clickbait. And Porsha said, that's a lie. We talk day and night, and I personally went to network production and fought for you before you showed her underage explicit pics. I also went after as well because I was hurt. You have to leave. I was hurt. You had to leave. I checked on you because I cared and care. I'm not your enemy. Now check this out. It's some messy shit going on. Now check this out. Check this out. I need y'all to stay with me as we dissect this, okay? I don't know how true this is, but those pictures are of Brit Eady and when she was younger. Kenya dead ass don't need to ever come back. She needs to be barred from the show. I don't give a damn if that's the case. She needs to be barred from the show, okay? Cause you're really playing with your own self at that point. Like if that was the case, and you really just wanted to go out with a bang, and you did. If that's the case, right? But I want y'all to remember something, okay? Now before I remind y'all of this, I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all watched that, like the word on the street was, and it was Funky Neva that said it, that the T was, he found out that Minglee was basically the whole reason behind this whole situation with starting up. What Kenya took it, when she first started kind of being shady towards Brit from jump, because it was some tea brewing between Minglee and Brit from the past, because they both allegedly had dated Rick Ross, right? Okay, so once we kind of found that out, I was like, oh, so that's why Kenya just came out the woodworks on the first episode being shady towards that girl, because it was shady. She was shady. Then the motherfucker to that girl about her ring and all of that. It makes sense, right? Now go back and look. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all go back and look because I already did the work, okay? I already did the work. Now, if y'all remember, Porsha and Minglee was running together, okay? During this time when all of this shit was going on the back end and they was taking a break from filming, and people was saying that Minglee was gonna be on the new season 16 cast, right? But somehow she didn't make the cut. But we was thinking that she was, because her and Porsha was running really, 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 really tough, okay? Now remember, Porsha just said on that comment section to Kenya that them pictures was underage pictures of Brit, right? But Brit and Porsha been rolling together. They've been, kind of clicking up cool or whatever, right? As of recently, we've been seeing on Instagram, okay? But Porsha and Minglee was cool too, right? Now, if you go back and look on Minglee's pictures, all right? Now, this post was made 3 days ago, right? This picture is of Minglee. I hope y'all can see this. This picture is of Minglee on the day of Kenya's event, right? That's that other girl. I don't even, what's her name? Kioki or something like that. She another following behind Kenya. Thought Kenya was going to make the cut, and she was going to be, you wasn't even on the show either. Look at you, like a damn fool running behind her. Now you see, they cool, right? This post that Minglee made, look at the caption. The caption says, people only see the decision you made, not the choices you had, right? It's funny that she's saying that, right? All right, now let's go back. You see that caption. I want y'all to clock that. It says, people only see the decision you made, not the choices you had. But the T is that Minglee is the reason behind that key being put in Kenya back, right? Because of the tea that she got with that lady. All right, Brit has came forth and look what she said. It says, say what? Brit Eady says Minglee allegedly confessed to having explicit pics of her saved to her phone for a rainy day. And Brit said internet didn't tell Kenya anything, because where is it all over the internet? Correct, because be very clear. You can't find them pictures. You can't find them pictures, and I'm not talking about the only picture that I did see was that one that somebody took from when them pictures was thrown in the trash, them cardboards from that day a while back. You can't find these pictures that's supposed to be on the internet. You can't find them. You can't find them. You can't. She not lying. She said, Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She had saved explicit images of me in her phone, saved for a rainy day. Very weird to admit to. She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. Okay. Now y'all see that, right? When I saw that, I said, now this is some really weird shit, because why would she really admit to having your shit in her phone, right? It's just weird to me. And it made me think, like, what type of person is Minglee? So then I'm like, so she must have really been behind this shit for real. Then, and behold, check this out. Ming responds, and look at this. So Minglee says, I wasn't drunk. And what I said verbatim was, if I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at that party. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I ever shared or shown them to anyone. And then she put in parentheses, and I've had every phone since 2011. Brit, you're 1 year younger than me, so you were well over age. Stop right there. She said, Brit, you were younger than me, so you were well over age. Now, didn't Porsha say on that comment that it was underage explicit pictures of Brit? Didn't Porsha say that? So why would Minglee, if Porsha and Minglee was supposed to be cool, why would Minglee come up under here and then say you were well over age? That lets me know, and that should let y'all know. So it must be some tea on the back end. Well, Porsha and Minglee ain't even cool no more. Because why would she come in and say that? You follow me? Y'all follow me? Why would she say that? You were well over age. She seen what Porsha said. And Minglee over there kissing Kenya ass, and Kenya mad at Porsha right now. So all of this is just a mess. But hold on. So she said, Brit, you're 1 year younger than me, so you were well over age. And this narrative that I'm mad because we dated the same person is complete bullshit. One of my best friends used to be his fiance, which you were cool with before you even dated him. So stop it. I don't have a problem with you, like I said to your face, and I would never leak or share any pictures or videos of you, period. You had a past, so what? Just tell everybody your hoe got deleted and you're married now. FYI, and that image from that video is still on the internet as we speak. Like I said, the internet told your business, not me. Now leave me alone. I'm going to be so honest with y'all. That comment from Minglee said way more about herself than it did about Brit. Again, that comment said way more about Minglee than it said about Brit. I'm going to tell you why. There is absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, something wrong with anybody that feels the need to tell someone, just tell everybody your hoe got deleted and you're married now. Whenever somebody do that, y'all, I need y'all to understand something about people. A lot of times you can easily tell a jealous person, a hater, somebody that's bitter and envious, because they like to remind other people about your past because they are upset that you've grown away from that. That's why people do that, y'all. Y'all do realize that, right? Whenever you have grown from a particular stage in your life where you've evolved and you have matured and you have people that know you from who you were back then, if they are close to you, cool with you in the same circle, or y'all hang around the same people and they bring up your past to other people and they do shit like this publicly, those are the most bitter, lowest, hateful people, because they can't even believe that you've evolved. And it upsets them that you have grown and you are no longer where they left you at mentally. See, in Minglee's mind, she still sees Brit from being who she was in her past, and she wants everybody else to. That's why she feels the need to remind her. Also, there is something mentally unstable about anybody that does something like this. Can y'all see this? She said, I have every phone since 2011. There is something very snakish, foul, mentally unstable about a grown woman that is saving inappropriate photos of another grown woman in all of these phones. Why are you saving inappropriate photos of Brit Eady, somebody that you're not cool with, you don't hang with? Why would anybody do that? If you are somebody that sees justification in people like her that do stuff like this, something's wrong with you too. I'm just being so honest with you. It's time for you to grow up too. That is not cute. That is hateful. Why are you storing old inappropriate photos of this girl in your phone and even admitting it online? It's hateful, it's bitter, and all of this is giving mean hatefulness towards this girl. Like y'all are really in y'all feelings about something with this girl. And I'm not saying that Brit is perfect. I ain't saying that. And I ain't saying she probably ain't gonna do something that's gonna rub us wrong again and make us be like, girl, something wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not. But in this moment, Y'all are looking low down. Y'all are looking very low down and hateful and horrible. Minglee, this makes you look like one of the lowest people I'm talking about on the internet. And as cute as you is, that just goes to show you can be beautiful, gorgeous, and still be a nothing ass individual. Cause why you got her pictures in your phone? It's almost like you saving them for a reason. It's like you saving them for Mad Day. People, y'all need to be aware of people like this. You know, it's this thing where people like to say, y'all always be judging people and really making it seem like people a certain way off of TV shows. That don't mean that's how people really is. You a damn lie. I judge the hell out of I'm being so honest with y'all. I judge the hell out of you. People that support like certain stuff, I be sitting back. That's why it took me so long for me to do. I be sitting back, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't lying. I'm not lying to you. I be sitting back. I'm a cancer, baby. I'm being so honest with y'all. I be sitting my ass back and I be watching. I do. Because I'm very intuitive. I be like, I be just like this. I be looking at the comment. I be reading them. I be like, you a low down hoe too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that I ain't lying. That tells you. People be telling on themselves. And a lot of times, people that be in agreement with stuff like this, with Kenya's behavior, with the stuff that Minglee is doing, a lot of times they agree with stuff like that and they are willing to put up an argument about stuff like that because that's who they really are too. And that's some shit that they would do. Make no error. Baby, pay attention. If you see your friend supporting that and really like find a reason to have an excuse for something, because there's no excuse why Minglee should have inappropriate photos of that lady in her phone. That is weird, and you admitting it. And you've been saving them since 2011. Girl, something really wrong with you. Like you really, it's like you cooking up something. Something wrong with you. So I've had people to say to me, like they says like in the comments, well, you don't know. It's cause Brit used to do corn. That's why, cause she used to do corn and she was an ex-worker. And that's a reason for her to have some pictures of that lady in her phone that's not on the internet. Yeah, you need to get help, baby. Something wrong with you. I wouldn't trust you for shit. That's just being honest. Like I said, Brit is not innocent, but this entire situation is more telling about a lot of people. In general, it makes you really look and understand that there are some very low down people with some really sick snake mindsets, and it just lets you know you got to be really careful of who you trust, who you call a friend, the type of people that you keep around you. You got to really be careful. You really, really do. And I was telling my mama outside, I said, you know what? It's like we sit up and watch all of these shows and we see all of them girls that's in Atlanta and they are all so beautiful and gorgeous. And you be wondering like, why they can't get no man? Why them hoes always running down to Africa and trying to get them a Nigerian or African? But then you see how that stuff like this play out and you be like, oh, that's why you can't get no man. Because be very clear. Kenya does some low down stuff and she is good for TV, but be very clear. What man y'all know? Real, genuine, authentic, like man. What man with standards, with character? What man that has integrity? What man is gonna want a woman like that? Look how Mark Daly treated her. That's why I did not feel sorry for that lady throughout none of that stuff with Mark Daly. It seemed like that man just had sex with Kenya and regretted it the day after. He treated her like that because Kenya treats the world the way Mark Daly treated her. She treats girls like that. Don't no man want no woman like that. That's why Kenya is 54 and she ain't got no man. She's a baby mama. Look at Minglee. She ain't got no man. Gorgeous. Ain't got a man. But now that you see stuff like this playing out, it makes sense. Why she on Basketball Wives playing like she gay with Ty. Yeah. It makes all the sense in the world, y'all. I'm telling you, just sit back and not think on some petty, messy stuff and just really think, would you want a friend in your life like Kenya, Nene? Oh, would you really want a friend like Kenya and Nene? Would you? Would you? If you somebody that took offense to the things Cynthia said, nothing she said was degrading, offensive. Nothing she said was offensive. So if you took offense to something that she said, you just like Kenya and Nene and them, baby. You need to get some help. I'm just being honest. You need to get some help. You do. Your character is in question. Something wrong. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Something wrong with you, baby. I'm telling you something wrong. It is. I'm just being honest. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. I just think that all of this, it just says a whole lot about people. It really, really does. There's a clip where Brit was, let me share the screen, interviewed by one of the girls.
And I couldn't believe it.
Have you talked to Kenya since?
She's not reached out to me. Actually, she blocked me. So I would have thought at the very least she would have shown some remorse, or at least, even if it wasn't a public apology to me, I thought she would have at least reached out just to show that, she's sorry. And I haven't received anything.
If you could talk to her, like, what would you say? What would, on your side of things? Because you said you were remorseful about bringing up the pistol of it all and all that.
I should have never done that. And I make mistakes. I was in a moment, I was triggered, and I did something that I wish I could take back. But what she did was a million times worse. So there's no way you could go around and play the victim now. And I would think that if we want to move forward, come to me, apologize, humble yourself, and I would be open. But that has not taken place. So I'm just disappointed how she's been handling it and being a victim. And, it's just been a lot of noise. And that's why I've been quiet, because sometimes you just have to wait it out and see what people naturally do. And I'm just disappointed in her behavior. And even just, she went on different shows. I apologize, but I'm the one that's owed the apology, not everyone else. And the thing.
It got a little lengthy, but she's absolutely right. People, I've seen somebody calling her pistol patty and you supposed to be a gangster and all of this. She's held herself accountable. She said that she's owned her shit. She's owned her shit. She was trying to own it to Kenya. She was trying to. Kenya wasn't receptive of it. Okay, cool. That does not take away the fact that she actually owned her shit. Kenya went on Tamron Hall talking about she had to protect her daughter. Since production wouldn't protect her, that ain't protecting your daughter. And anybody that's talking about, she has to protect her, y'all just as dumb. Actually, I'm sorry, you're stupid, because that's not protecting your child. That's actually putting your child in harm's way. Kenya is not apologetic at all. She's not sorry for what she did. She is fit to do YouTube, and that lady is really fit to end herself. She's like really taking herself down. And Team Tour, y'all supporting her and amping her up. That lady has done a lot of damage to herself already. It's seeming like she can't come back for. Y'all are not making her situation worse. Like, somebody should really be in that lady ear telling her, girl, you need to apologize to that girl. You need to really own it and like show the network that you are a team player. You acting like Nene, like it's you against the network. It's not looking good, Kenya. It's just not. It's not. You making yourself like you not a victim. You're not. And you acting like Nene, like you are at odds with the network. I'm sorry. It's not looking good for you. It's not. You can tell none of these people around you are people that have your best interest, because they are helping nail you to a cross. They are. And the same person you retweeted being catty towards Cynthia, look what she did to you. Look, y'all. Share screen. And I'm going to end this because I made this real lengthy, but I had to get all this out. Nene reposted this. She reposted this, saying the exact same thing that you said in reference to her, Kenya. Nene reposted that. And in your words, Kenya, you said the message is very clear in this clip. And the message is very clear, Kenya. Nene is not she laughing at you. You said the network was gonna win you out. The message is very clear. Then Nene put ha under that. Nene damn sure ain't nobody friend. She enjoying this because you look exactly like her. This did not age well at all. It came right back to bite you in your ass. The message is very clear. I'm sorry I make this lengthy, but I know y'all miss me, so I think y'all will be okay. I mean, if I'm just being honest, at the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for Kenya. Like I said, she got a lot of growing up to do, as well as a lot of people in general, because this situation is very telling. Just pay close attention to people and how they reason with Kenya and this situation, how they trying to actually reason with Minglee's actions. Just pay close attention. Pay close attention. I'm telling y'all. Pay close attention. This is very telling. Again, Brit ain't innocent in this. Like, she played her part. But the difference is she owned it. And it's sad because it now looks like all of you girls that can't keep a man or get a man, y'all are jealous and envious of her. Y'all want what she got. Cause y'all ain't got a man, a happy family. Y'all don't got what she got. Y'all doing all this towards this girl. Y'all trying to bring her past up. But she has a husband that loves her. Y'all don't got no husband. Minglee. Y'all ain't got boyfriends. Y'all don't got a man. All y'all got is each other to be nasty and mean and kiki with. That lady got a husband. That lady got a successful business. That lady is a boss. I mean, just being honest, y'all just look bitter. Look like y'all just some hating bitter hoes. Her husband is still there supporting her. So what is that doing for y'all? Absolutely nothing. Seek help. Counseling too. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about these hating ass HOs. I'm gonna get back with y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you can be notified whenever I drop another banger like this. I love y'all. Peace.